All right, here with first-year Catholic head basketball coach Bobby Steinburg, former college coach now here at the Virginia Beach Private School, which wins it today 53-42 over Norfolk Collegiate. And this ups your record now to what on the season, Coach?
3-1.
3-1. It's been a crazy year. You didn't think, I'm sure, when you got the job that we'd all be pins and needles. Are we going to play, not going to play, public and private school situation in Virginia? How has it been for you as a coach and kind of getting these kids ready to play?
I mean, we always have to, we tell these guys that they've got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that means they've got to make adjustments. They've got to be able to do things well, even though the table hasn't been set for them. And our guys have responded pretty good. We've got a lot of new guys. I think for a coach, yeah, it's an adjustment. And it's not, you know, it's not as easy as people think because you've got more time with your guys in college, but in high school, you better make the most of that little time that you have with them.
Sure.
And I do think that these guys, we got good kids, and that helps. You know, that really, really helps. We got guys that are pleasers. They want to do good. They want to do good, and they want to ask you what they did wrong when they feel like that they've let you down.
Before we get to some of the key components like Sterling White and Kenan Peoples and Josiah Rickards in this game specifically, you once were a college coach, and you know how it is. Is this team going to play? Is this game going to happen, public or private? We know about the whole mask situation with the VHSL and VISAA. For you, coaching in a mask, how's it been? And then also just playing these games with not the typical atmosphere. What's that been like for your kids and you guys as coaches?
Well, I mean, I think for any coach, coaching in a mask is not comfortable. Just like interviewing in a mask isn't comfortable,
right.
Or going and sitting in your cubicle at work isn't comfortable in a mask. So, I mean, it's hard. You got to project your voice a lot more. And of course, I had vocal surgery last year.
Did you?
So I've got to project it even harder right now. But, you know, it's all relative. Everybody's got to do it. The hardest part is just understanding that at any moment, something can change. You know, a game's on, a game's off. You know, we're plugging one in here on Wednesday. We play these guys in 22 hours.
Yeah.
Same team. So, I mean,
Norfolk Collegiate's no slouch. They've had some pieces before and certainly made it to the TCIS championship and the state championship game a year ago. I know there was a lot of things early in the game that were like, goodness, this was rough shooting out of the first quarter. I think it was combined 6 of 24. But as a coach, is the pleasing thing the way you guys did the little things, defending? Take, for example, your point guard, smallest guy on the floor, and Sterling White. He draws a charge late in the game. He doesn't commit a turnover until about a minute to go in the game, and he's, I think, the game's leading rebounder with 8 as the smallest guy on the floor.
Sterling's phenomenal. I mean, he's everything you want. To come in and to take over a basketball program and to have him as your senior captain, I couldn't ask for anything more. He takes care of business in the classroom, on the floor, socially, with his teammates, you know, with his family. He is A-plus kid. And you know what? He's got grit. And I noticed a couple times on the bench he was getting into some other guys because he wanted them to compete. And that's what I told him at the beginning of the year. I said, you've got a voice as long as you are doing it. If you're letting them down, then you have no voice. And day in, day out, and I can get into him. He was late on a closeout, hands down one time. He came to the huddle. I said, you got to close out better than that. He says, terrible. And he looks at me, yes, sir, and he takes care of business when he goes back out and takes a charge. So he is a dynamite kid to have, and he's really an underrated player. He gets a lot done, and sometimes I don't feel comfortable if the ball's not in his hands down the stretch. So I had to yell at him a couple times to get to the middle and go get that thing.
Yeah, in a normal year, I'm sure he would be getting a lot more recruiting attention too. Kenan Peoples, he finishes up with 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and it feels like you see his athleticism oozing, but there's still so much room for growth, isn't there?
He's got a ton of room for growth. And when I say that, that's no knock on him. He knows that. We talk about it every day, and we just talked about it before I walked up here to speak with you. He has a high ceiling. He's just got to figure out how to play, not just within a system, but how to play basketball using basketball IQ and those type of things. He's a smart kid. He's a pleaser. He wants to be good. He's just, he's a work in progress, but when I say that, I don't mean it in a negative way. He's like a blank canvas. That kid's going to be really, really good because he will work his butt off And he's a guy that comes to the gym, and he wants to be in the gym, and he wants to get better.
We know Collegiate can shoot the three. They made 8 of them today. They took 32, which I think some of was your defense forcing them the long shots. I thought 2 unsung guys for you. Aiden Filippini, 3 blocks for you. Did a lot of hustle plays. And then I'm probably going to butcher the last name, but Gaji Valia had that key and one to go to the fourth quarter, give you a little bit of a cushion.
Yeah, Aiden Filippini was fantastic. I mean, he's a sophomore, and he's grown, and he's starting to understand how to take care of the basketball, how to value the ball. Came up with some big blocks, although I get on these guys about trying to block shots. We all think we're shot blockers, but he did a good job. He was bluffing in help, and those are the things we've been trying to get him to do. And, I mean, he's got a lot of natural ability, and he's got a lot of time, and he helped out a lot. Gagi is still trying to find himself this year. You know, Gagi had an interesting path to get here. He started at Holy Cross last year, transfers over here, then there's a coaching change. But he's getting there.
Where's he from originally?
Gagi is from, I believe it's the country of Georgia.
Okay.
Originally. Not the dirty South, Georgia, but the country of. But he's finding himself. And the other night I said, Gagi, I don't want to have to get on you like that. He said, no, I want you to get on me. And that's the type of guy that's going to be successful whatever he does in life.
Wants to be coached. And lastly, there's so much discussion about how many games teams are going to play. Will there be playoffs, championships? What do you, as a first-year head coach here, 2020, 2021, because the calendar is going to turn to 2021, we sure are waiting for it. What are you wanting to take out of this experience?
You know what? I want to do it for the seniors. I want these guys to get as many games and as much exposure and as much opportunity to be successful and to build their own confidence. And then for the young guys, I want them to grow. They need to, I mean, we're taking any game we can get right now. You know, and they threw, we went into the week, we thought 2 months ago this was going to be finals week. No games. It ends up being no finals, and we have no games. Now all of a sudden we've got 3 and the same team in 24 hours. So these guys have had to adjust. I've had to adjust, but you know what? They're going to learn how to fight through adversity, and that's the biggest thing. They're going to learn that when we have a normal season, you can plan for games, and you know you're playing on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and you know who you're playing. You can map it out. There's a little more detail to scouting and things like that. It's going to be easy for these guys, I hope.
Yeah.
You know?
We expect the unexpected. Well, thank you so much. Happy holidays and stay safe.
Happy holidays to you. Thanks a lot.